Hello Gun Nation, Big Johnson coming at you. All right, I'm here at Texas Gun Experience. If you haven't checked out Texas Gun Experience in Grapevine, Texas, please do. They've got an awesome range. I'm in the VIP section, 50-yard range. They've got 50-yard range, 25-yard range. Great setup. Pretty much any gun you can imagine they carry, even high end all the way down to lower end. Rifles, scopes, red dots, knives. They have a crap load of knives. Even Microtech. I mean, whatever you can imagine they have here. Bags, all kinds of good stuff. Of course, they have restrooms if you need them, and they have vending machines if you need it too. Is this an advertisement? Yeah, they take care of me, I take care of them. I love the guys and ladies here, so I like to pitch for them. All right, Sig P322. Just ran it with some Federal 38 grain. Did have some problems, you'll see that video. But basically an X Micro. This is what the grip, you know, even when this first came out, I said, man, that'd be nice as a 9mm. Of course, this one's bigger, it's got a longer slide, a little bit bigger in size, but the grip's great on this. I love it as a 22. Can it be finicky? Yeah, sometimes. But I have a ton of questions also. Is your barrel leaded up? Is it all trashed? You know, does yours work? Mine is an earlier production. I have not had the fouling, the lead fouling problem. Everybody always asks me that, so I just figured I'd answer it in this video. I have seen a lot of people who have that. I haven't had that problem, knock on wood, yet. So there we go. Do have the TLR7A 507K. I did put a thread protector on here off of a Staccato. I do not have an O-ring on it, so it will come off sometimes, or you know, kind of operate loose. I don't want an O-ring because when I put my suppressor on there, I want it to mate up properly and not cant it to have a baffle strike. The trigger, not that great. It is what it is. It's a 22. Now, what I've got this time is I have 60 rounds of Federal Auto Match. So I believe, yeah, these are 40 grain Auto Match. Y'all have probably all seen it. I put it in these Gatorade bottles because you can get about 275 to 300 rounds in these little suckers. You can throw them in your back pocket if you want to, if you're out hunting or plinking. So these are very convenient, plus they keep it waterproof. You can put a silica bag in there and you're good to go. I have actually buried one of these in the backyard, if y'all remember, gosh, like 2 or 3 years ago. Kept it in there under my water sprinklers and everything for, I don't know, like a month, and then dug it up. And everything was perfectly dry, and I shot it, and it worked perfectly. So, just an idea. So, anyway, but we're gonna shoot it, see what it'll do, have a little fun. Hopefully it doesn't jam up. The other video, there was some problems. Also, I get the question all the time. I load it with the mag load. So I pull down, put one in, pull down, put one in, get some tension on it. So I'm doing it like Sig says. But I have had problems with that 38 grain and some other 22s. The Taurus seems to run it fine, but my Ruger sometimes has some problems with it, so it's a little longer, or what it is. But that's kind of the ammo that I do to see if a gun will run it. Sometimes the Sig likes it, sometimes it doesn't. That's why I'm trying it with the Federal Auto Match. In the past, this Federal Auto Match, if you suppress this gun, it runs like a banshee. It runs perfectly. Sometimes without it suppressed, it can have some hiccups. Sometimes it won't. It'll run great. So we'll see. Got a little target here. Also, I'm giving you this view so I can talk to you. Sometimes people get annoyed when the camera's way back there. Figured this might be a little different. So this is a new little mini tripod I'm trying. Sits on the bench and goes this high. So, and of course got my microphone and everything, but we'll just send it out to 7 yards. It's freaking 22. I do really like the light rail on this, TLR7, it's great on here. So, if you need like a little varmint gun, or maybe some people might want to carry this if they have arthritis, because it's super easy to rack. If you choose to carry this, I would definitely run punch ammo or really, really good CCI. I wouldn't defend my life with a 22 personally. You know, it's kind of hit or miss, but I definitely wouldn't use shit ammo to do it. So, just for those people, because I have arthritis. I've had it since I was 30. Those knuckles are all jacked up. So on some guns, it's a little difficult to rack, I'll be honest with you. You know, it just, when my hands get really cramped up, it's a pain in the ass, but I can still do it. And some people, you know, always pull the slide with this hand. They're pulling it. But if you have arthritis, if you'll squeeze the slide and push with your right hand, it's easier to push than pull for a body. So you just go like this, hold it, do not move the left hand, and then push with your right hand. Even a person with arthritis or something like that, or a young lady that doesn't have a lot of upper strength, or a man that doesn't have a lot of upper strength, pushing to rack it is so much easier than pulling it. Something you might try if you're having issues. A little tip, but here we go. Let's have some fun. I'll stand back here so you can see the whole thing. I will kick the light on, so if you're here, you can just push the light and go to town. Ran perfectly and locked back. So that's good. This auto match, it's cheaper ammo, but it seems to run pretty good. This one's not super accurate, you know, like some of your other defensive ammos, like CCI and stuff is way more accurate. This kind of just chunks it out of there, and you know, like my dot is pretty accurate, but these are dropping a little bit low, but it is what it is. So, and maybe I don't have the dot perfectly. Now I will not turn the light on so you can see the recoil. It's a freaking 22. There's no recoil. It's like shooting a BB gun. It's so damn fun. And there's the slide release. It's kind of tight, but it works, and I've got a shitload of rounds through this gun. Ran perfectly and locked back. Here's the last round. So will it run 60 rounds of Federal Auto Match without choking up? Slide release worked, but not perfect. Get over here so you can see it. Worked perfectly. So there is 60 rounds of Federal Auto Match. This little sucker, that barrel's damn hot. But 60 rounds, Federal Auto Match, ran it fine. I'll bring it in and show you the group. For some reason I can't flip the camera while it's running, but I'll have to physically turn it. Here's your group. So that's 60 rounds. Everything is right there. I mean, you know. And y'all saw how fast I was pulling the trigger, so nothing, well, actually I did drop one right there. So one is in the blue, but I'm in open hand. So imagine 60 rounds right there. So as long as it runs and runs correctly, that would be a hell of a bad day for everybody. Hell of a bad day. But is it something I would trust for self-defense? I mean, think about it this way. For a young lady, an elderly person, a person with arthritis, something like that, this gun is very light. Even with the light on, it's super light. You know, 20 rounds of really great ammo like Federal Punch or something, that could be a nightmare for somebody. You just, I mean, even shooting this thing one hand, I mean, you know, you can drop the slide like that, just pop, 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 pop. I mean, this thing does not move. I wish the grip, honestly, just for me and my XXL hands, I mean, like, look, I'm wrapping it around here, and look, my fingers are past the damn middle of the grip. So when I put this hand on here, there's no room. I mean, I physically have no room, so I'm wrapping it around here. So I do get a little movement left and right when you see that, just because I can't get my hand on it properly. So the X macro for me, yes, I've got the length here, but I have nothing here. You know, you want to really plant your hand in there, so I could pull my fingers back and do it. It just feels weird doing that. It feels like I'm compensating some kind of way or manipulating it to work for me. But do I think this is a bad gun? No, I think it's fun as shit. Matter of fact, the TX22 competition is like my Steel Challenge Go Fast gun. This is more like a bug out gun, kind of mostly for my suppressor. Because on the TX22 competition, I've got the comp and all that, and I don't like to unscrew all that shit and take it off. This thing is an excellent suppressor host. And when you run the Federal Auto Match through it suppressed, it runs awesome. I mean, I haven't really, I think I maybe had 1 or 2 failures here and there, but this gun does get dirty. Another thing that it's kind of hard to see, but the top here gets really a lot of lead and carbon foul up, and it kind of throws it right back into the front of the dot. So if you shoot a whole bunch, you'll see a bunch of carbon on that dot. You can still see the dot, but it just kind of builds up on there. It's way worse when you shoot it suppressed. You shoot it suppressed, that thing is nasty, the dot is. But other than that, I think it's a fun little gun. You know, I don't know if I trust it. Well, I may trust it with my life with the correct ammo, but my wife loves to shoot it. I mean, she's like, it's fun as shit. She's not even a dot person. She loves to shoot it. But the 22TX competition with the tandem cross parts, that's her favorite. She can just run that gun. That trigger is incredible with the tandem cross parts on it, tandem cross trigger, etc. Matter of fact, if you want tandem cross parts, you can actually go to Tandem Cross and order it and use my discount code. It's capital BJGG5. BJGG5, and that'll save you 5% off anything Tandem Cross sells except complete pew-pews. So if it's a complete pew-pew, you can't use it, but any parts, you can. So figured I'd throw that out there if y'all want to, but I think this gun's fun as shit. It's probably between this and my Taurus DX competition. These are my 2 favorite 22s. I've got a tricked out Reaper Tactical. It's awesome, but it only holds 10 rounds, or 11 rounds actually. I've got a +1 tandem cross follower, and it's a fabulous gun. It is actually more accurate than both of these because it's all steel, so it's damn near the weight of my Shadow 2. But and of course it has a rail, so you're not really getting a direct mount. You know, it's higher, but I've got a dot on it too. But this is a damn fun gun. So, but the Taurus, for speed, maneuverability and stuff, and the grip girth, feels better in my hand. And it will run circles around this gun as far as speed. But this is a fun gun. So if you're thinking about it, I don't know about all this lead stuff. I don't know if it's some barrels. I don't know if they recoated it, and that's causing some of those problems. But so far, knock on wood, I haven't had any of those problems with this one. Now, I'm not looking down the barrel. I'm looking in it. And there is some lead in there, but it's not like I've seen, and again, I'm not looking down the barrel. I'm just looking at the side of it. It's got some buildup in there. It does. Matter of fact, I'm going to do this. I'm going to open it up. So the gun is open, the gun is clear, and there's nothing inside of it. I'm going to point it here, and there's a wad of lead right there on the very top of that barrel. Again, I'm not looking straight down it, but there is a wad of lead on the top. So far, when I clean it, it comes right out. Hopefully it's not going to start that, but, you know, looking down it, you know, I'm not looking in it, I'm just looking at the edge. There's a little bit of buildup on there, but so far it's came clean. But there you go. I appreciate y'all for watching. Remember, an unarmed nation's a very weak nation, so we all got to carry on.